Hey guys, Weekly Piano here. I just got back from playing the Playboy Jazz Festival tonight and decided it was time for me to transcribe a little bit of a Cuban artist, because I met this great Cuban band out there, and they told me to check out Gonzalo Rubalcaba, who I've checked out a little bit before, but like never really dove into, so I did a deep dive into some of his material and found this one track, En la Orilla del Mundo, that he did with Charlie Hayden. It was an incredible, beautiful, beautiful solo in it. And I grabbed my favorite line from the solo. I'm going to teach you that line because I just spent the last couple hours getting that kind of under my fingers. It's still not fully there, and his inflections and his nuances are really deep and incredible, so I've got a lot of work to do on it, but I'll show you what I have, and I've also made a little piece of sheet music that's in the description of this video that you can grab. So let's check this out. It's in E. Here it goes. So it's 3-6-2-5-4-3-6, and I'll kind of show you how he loops around that. So let's just start at the beginning of it. So it's really interesting the way that he gets. He's using goal notes here, but the way that he gets to them is kind of unique. He's not just like surrounding this D. He's starting here. So he's like raising it up. He's starting here and raising it up a little bit as far as where your ear is centered. Because normally you do that, but he does that, which kind of gives it an interesting twist. So this is A flat, half diminished. And then and the other interesting thing is he's centering on the 9 here on the A flat diminished. So the other, I'm not going to go this deep into all aspects of this, but there's a really cool symmetry here. If you look at the shapes, that shape, and then you've got it's an enclosure by half steps, with almost exact opposite motion to reach that center point by half steps. These with this cluster and this cluster. Anyway. So that's going to the 6, so that's 3-6, so, which is A flat diminished with the 9, with the major 9, and then the way that he gets there to the D flat is it's quite interesting. So he's starting with a diminished lick. You could be like, that diminished scale, but then he doesn't stick with the diminished scale. He goes to he goes to outlining a B minor chord, which I've done this before because he's using the A sharp here. The B minor chord has a minor 3 but a major 6 and 7. It's like that beautiful haunting sound. But he starts here, so it's not exactly that the entire time, but starting diminished and then going to B minor with the major 6 and 7, that sound. Which, if you do that over that's one of those things where it's superimposed. So if you this is your 5. I mean, it's actually your 6 in this context, but we're speaking about it as a 5 because we're going down to the 2. So D flat is the 5 of G flat, and we're going to G flat in a second. So for all intents and purposes of discussion, this is the 5 now. Anyway, if that's the 5, you can use that superimposed minor chord with the major 6 and 7 over the flat 7 of the 5 chord. So that's what he did here. It doesn't create as much pull as if you superimpose it over the flat 6. So that's the flat 6 one. Obviously it's more dissonant, but then this is the flat. I'm sorry, when I said the flat 6, I meant I'm talking about the flat 6 of the 1, but it's actually the flat 2 of the 5. So this is your 5 chord. This is your flat 6, or this is your flat 2 of the 5 chord, and you have 1, 2, minor 3, 4, 5, major 6, major 7, 1. Or you do the flat 7, you superimpose it over the flat 7 of the 5 chord. And you get that sound. So they're two different sounds. Right here, he's doing that. Okay. Now the next part. This is a thing that I thought about for a minute because it's like it's a little awkward the way you don't expect it to go like to have the accents be here and here, and I think that has to do with the Cuban roots, because there's that accenting it on the like, and I mean, who's actually talking here? I know very little about Cuban roots, but the maybe if there are Cuban players on this, you can enlighten me as to what specifically is going on here. But it seems that the accent lying on the 1 and then the outlining of that accent, it's less on the well, I'm not even going to go to, at the risk of sounding completely ignorant, I'm not going to go totally into that. So anyway, let's just talk about the theory here. It's quite interesting that he's accenting the chord tones on the on beats. If we're looking at this as the flat 7 and then the flat 5, and then it goes down in half steps. But the way that he's descending there, the chord tone and then a half step down, and then another chord tone and a half step down, it's just an unusual thing, and it's quite interesting to me. So now we just did the 2 to the 5 to the 4. So let me do it a little slower. Oh wait, where was I? Oh, there. So yeah, this is the 2 diminished, which is the F sharp. Notice you have the 9. That's the 9 of the F sharp. Then 3, 4, flat 5 to the flat 7 to the flat 5, and then down to this is the 9 of the 5, so we're in B. I'm playing a B sus here, but it could be that. Might as well. I mean, he is actually, I think in his comping, he goes B sus to B7, but then right over to A7 with the sharp 11. Does that make sense? So he's starting with the 3 to the 6 to the 2, 5, and then to the 4 with the sharp 4, and then back to the 3. This time it's a 3 with a flat 9 instead of diminished. So let's go through that so far what we have. Now this last part, that now that he did the 5 to the 4, and we were going to the 3 to 6. And that's as far as I got. I didn't transcribe any more than that. But let's listen to it again. Now, one of the most compelling things about this this specific line is his performance of it. It's an incredibly beautifully light touch, and the nuances in it's not contour. I mean, the contour is beautiful, but it's the dynamics of it that are really beautiful. The phrasing. I guess you could say the contour of the velocity. So I'm going to have a lot more work to do on this to get it feeling like that. I'm probably not actually going to get that far because I have to work on other stuff too, and it'll take a lot of time to get that. But I would play along with the recording, do a metronome. I started the metronome at like 50 beats per minute doing quarter notes. It's good to do quarter notes to hear the I started like da da da, like whoops. You know, and then get a little faster. Obviously that wasn't completely even, but then eventually you can play it along to the recording, which I'm not going to try to do that yet. But yeah, so look it up, En la Orilla del Mundo. If you go to Spotify, it's the top one on his popular list right now, depending on when you actually are watching this video. I guess these last for a long time up on YouTube. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions about that, and let me know other artists that you'd like me to do little bits and pieces on. Thanks. Bye.